Today we are going to discuss about the structural organization in animals and animal tissues. So in this topic we briefly explain what it is what, and we are going to already, so before that some of the tissues and those are covered into the previous chapters. So we are briefly discuss about into the in this unit we are taking. First one is the structural organization. Structural organization. Actually, what is meaning by this organization? Organization is nothing but as a arrangement here. Arrangement. That means the animals we are taking means they are forming some specific structures. They are having some specific structures they are having. So these structures are forming based on the organization of the cells which are present in their body. So whether we are taking into the organisms we are taking means they are basically based on the number of the cells, single cellular organisms and multicellular organisms. We are differentiating into the organisms like that. The single cellular organisms, there is no specific arrangement is needed already. So the total organism is forming by a single cell only. Here we are not discussing into the any organization, but their molecular level we are discussing into the single cellular organism. But in the case of the multicellular organism, that means more the number of the cells are forming into these organisms. So here to performing into the specific function of these organism, a particular functions into the different parts of the organism, they are arranged into a specific pattern. So that is called as the organization or the arrangement we are taking. So how this organization is occurs into the single cellular organism, multicellular organism, and the level of organization into the animal kingdom we are taking means one by one we can be studied about into these structures we are taking means level of organization. Level of organization here. Suppose we are taking into the single cell. The single cell is made up of by so many molecules. Single cell is having into the molecules, so many different types of the molecules together, particularly they are arranged and forming into the single cell in the evolution we are taking. First level of the primitive level of organization we are taking is chemical level of organization. Here the chemical level of organization we are taking means actually here the living organisms we won't take into this level of the organization. The chemical level of organization, molecules and their arrangement we are discussing, their structure. The molecules are forming the chemical level of organization. These molecules are forming by using of number of atoms. So we are taking the simple particles in the any one of the matter, any one of the substance we are taking, the simplest particles are the atoms. So these number of atoms together they are forming into the molecule. Like this, in this level of organization is called as the chemical level of organization. Actually in the animal kingdom we are not discussing the chemical level. From here onwards, second one is the cellular level of organization. Cellular level of organization we are taking. So in the cellular level of organization means number of molecules together they are forming a single cell, or a living cell is forming by the number of molecules together. They are specifically arranged. Suppose you are taking the single cellular organism like that as amoeba. Amoeba we are taking within the amoeba we are taking some number of cell organelles are presented and number of molecules like that as a carbohydrate, proteins and lipids, all these are presented here. So these are forming by the number of molecules only. The cell is forming by the number of molecules, a specific arrangement we are taking. So this is the simplest level of organization in the animal kingdom. The first level of organization, that is the cellular level of organization we are taking. Later we are taking these number of cells we are taking, sir. They are specifically arranged and forming into the a specific structure is called as a tissue. Tissue level we are taking means tissue level of organization. So tissue means nothing but as a number of cells. So they may be the same cell or the different number of the cells, different types and the different number of the cells together they are performing into a common function. So those type of the structures and that type of the arrangement is called as a tissue level of organization. That means here the tissues are specific tissues are forming. That means animal tissues are forming. So based on their functionality, the tissues are we are differentiating here. So this is into the next level of organization. Into the complexity we are taking. Next, number of tissues together they are forming the organ level of organization. That means number of tissues. That means these are forming the organs here. By the specific arrangement of these different categories of the tissues together they are forming the organs. So this is called as the organ level of organization. Next one, organ system level. Organ system level of organization we are taking. Number of organs, that means number of organs they are from the organ system. So organ system is nothing but as a different types, the different number of organs they are forming by the different types of the tissues. These different number of organs unitely or together they are performing into the one specific one particular specific function they are there, that is called as a organ system. Like this number of organ systems they are forming the organism. This is called as a organismic level of organization. Here number of organs they are forming the organism. This is the final or the topmost level of organization into the animals we are taking. That is organismism we are taking. Organism is forming in this level of order. So like this, based on the arrangement of the components of different level of complexities, we are differentiating into the organisms into these categories. What are those? Chemical, cellular, tissue level, organ system level and organism level we are taking. Then we are taking these arrangement of molecules or the cells, tissues, the animals, how they are forming into their body. So first of all we are taking the organism. Animals we are taking means lower or invertebrate organisms. Invertebrates are lower organisms or invertebrate organisms, from the simple primitive form of the organisms to up to the humans. That means the most complex structure of the animals we are taking means humans are most complex. So up to humans we are taking the arrangement of these different levels of organization is appears into the humans we are taking. Then in these humans or the animals we are taking, all these arrangement they are forming the tissues here. Different types of the tissues are forming in the developmental stages of the organism. So what are those tissues means? Basically we are taking means 4 different categories of the tissues we are discussing. That the epithelial tissues, connective tissues, muscular tissues, nervous tissues here. So based on the functionality of these tissues and their cells, the tissues are differentiated into the epithelial, connective, muscular and the nervous tissues. Basically, we are taking, these are originating from the different sources in the embryonic development. First of all, we are taking the epithelial tissues, ecto, endo and mesodermal in origin. The epithelial tissues are originating from the all three types of the germ layers. Okay, the connective tissues we are taking means mesodermal in the origin. Muscular tissue we are taking means mesodermal in the origin. Nervous tissue we are taking means endodermal in the origin. Okay, nervous tissue is from the endodermal in the origin. So like this, the four types of the tissues from the three germ layers. So three different germ layers, they are originating into the embryonic developmental stages of the human. So these tissues and their structure and their functions, where they are distributed one by one, we can be studied now. First of all, we are taking the epithelial tissues. First one is the epithelial tissues. Epithelial tissue here. Why we are giving the name of the epithelial tissues means the epithelial tissues are covering. So these are the covering the free surfaces of body parts we are taking. In the different body parts, in the human different regions in the different body parts, their free surfaces are covering by a thin, not a thick mark, a thin layer of tissues are forming. They are called as the epithelial tissue. Epi means outer, the free surfaces. Outer means the external surface of the body parts. Okay, they are covering. So that only these are given the name of the epithelial tissues we are taking. So where these are distributed? In these epithelial tissues, already we have discussed the free surfaces here. So these are the out of body or within the body. So two. Some of the epithelial tissues are facing towards into the body fluids. Okay. So within the body means body fluids. So these surfaces, suppose we are taking interstitial epithelium. Okay, interstitial epithelium. So intestinal epithelium. So intestinal tract, alimentary canal we are taking, their inner lineage is covering by the epithelial tissue. So it is facing towards into the body fluids only, not only the interstitial, intestinal epithelium. So many places we are taking, so many number of the ducts we are taking, so many number of the vessels we are taking. Okay, so those are their inner lineages. The free surfaces are forming by the epithelial tissues only. So those are facing, or that means they are connected with the body fluid, a different category based on their function where they are distributed. They are connected with a different body fluid. They are facing with a different body fluid. Suppose you are taking the out of the body. Suppose you are taking the skin. The skin is out of the body. So it is also forming by the epithelial tissue only. That means wherever the free surfaces are presented in the body, human body, so those places are covering by a thin layer of the tissue is called as the epithelial tissue we are taking. Then the epithelial tissue, based on the arrangement of the cells and their functions, you are taking, they are differentiated into the different categories. First of all, we are taking the epithelial tissues. Simple epithelial tissue. Simple epithelium. And the second one we are taking means compound epithelium. Simple epithelium and the compound. So one by one we can start. First one is a simple epithelial tissue. So the name itself is explaining that simple. That means the structural arrangement of this epithelium is very simple. It is very simple. It is. And the compound epithelium we are taking here the arrangement of the in these epithelial layers are somewhat complex or compound than the simple epithelium. So like this the epithelial tissues are majorly differentiated the simple epithelium and the compound. The basic structure of the epithelial tissues we are taking, their characters we are taking means here the simple or the compound, whatever it may be, the epithelial tissues we are taking means epithelium layer we are taking means is forming by the cells and basement structure. These are the two parts are presented into the any one of the epithelium we are taking means one is the cells of the epithelium and the basement structure of the epithelium. Okay. Here first one we are taking into the cellular arrangement cells of epithelium we are taking cells of epithelium we are taking means how the cells are presented means these are very compactly arranged. These cells we are taking means very compactly these are arranged. The cells are arranged into the very compactly, very closely they are arranged with a interstitial spaces are presented here and with the some intracellular substance is presented here. Here suppose we are taking these are the cells of the epithelium. In between them some space, some gaps are presented. This gaps is filling by a substance. Intracellular substance is forming. Intracellular substance is forming here. So like this, the cellular arrangement is there into the epithelial tissues we are taking. Okay. So in these cells, whether we are taking into these cells, based on their structures, these are differentiated into the epithelial tissue is differentiated into the different categories we are taking. The basic structure is the cells are becomes into the intercellular spaces are forming and compactly they are arranged here. Okay, simple tissue. And mostly we are taking to the epithelial tissues. They may be arranged into the single cellular. That means a single row they may be arranged, or more than the single row. That means 2 to 3 rows also there. Based on that, single row they are arranged in simple epithelium. So more than the one row they are arranged means compound epithelium we are taking. So that one we can discuss into the specification. So these are regarding to the cells. The next one is the basement membrane. Basement structure. So the basement structure we are taking. The basement is forming by the two types of the basement lamina and basement membrane. Okay, the two parts are there, basement lamina and the basement membrane. Here the epithelial tissue is a cellular form. It is a cellular part. The cells where they are distributed, it is a cellular. But the basement structure we are taking means it is a supporting structure in the non-cellular part. It is in the epithelium. The basement structure is a non-cellular. It is very important. Generally, the outside they are asking into the so this one only. The basement membrane of the epithelium is the cellular or the non-cellular. It is the non-cellular portion of the epithelium we are taking. So first of all, the basement lamina. So what is the basement lamina means? Here Here, whatever it is the cells of the epithelium, they are secreting into the structures like that as a polysaccharides. Here, the cells of the epithelium, they are secreting the polysaccharides, proteins, or whatever it may be, the secretions are there, they are producing from the cells of the epithelium. They are forming the basement lamina. Actually, the basement lamina we are not able to see by the normal simple compound microscope. Under the electron microscope, we can be able to identify it. So, this is the wherever the polysaccharide protein structures are forming into the as a matrix, as a mass, that portion is called as a basement lamina. And the basement membrane we are there means here the basement membrane. Below the basement lamina, suppose this is the epithelial tissue, a simple epithelial tissue we are there means. Here this portion is called as a basement lamina portion. A thin layer of a supporting layer is called as a basement membrane. This is called as a basement membrane. A thin layer supporting layer is forming by the fibers. Okay. So that is called as a basement membrane here. So like this, the basement structure, it is giving the support to the epithelial tissue. The inner deeper layer is called as the basement membrane. The outer one is called as the basement lamina. So totally it is into the thin portion of the epithelial tissue. This is the basic structure of the epithelium. Then, based on the arrangement and the specification, the epithelial tissues are the simple epithelium is differentiated into the different categories. First one we discussed about into the simple epithelial tissue. Simple epithelial tissues. Simple epithelial tissue. The simple epithelial tissues are classified majorly into the squamous epithelial tissue, cuboidal epithelial tissue, columnar epithelial tissue, pseudostratified epithelial tissue. Basically, we are differentiating the simple epithelial tissue into the squamous epithelial tissue, cuboidal epithelial tissue, columnar epithelial tissue, pseudostratified epithelial tissue here. So one by one we discussed about the simple epithelium. First one is the simple squamous. So the name itself is explained, squamous. Squamous means flattened. Okay. So these cells are, whether we are taking into this type of the tissues, on the dorsal view, these are appears as a polyhedral in shape, polygonal, not polyhedral, polygonal shape cells are presented, polygonal flattened cells, these are becoming into the flattened cells are forming, and a side view we are taking into these tissues, in these simple epithelial tissues, mostly these are forming by a single layer of the cells only. All the simple epithelial tissue, whether we are taking the squamous, cuboidal, columnar or the pseudostratified, all they are forming a single layer of the cells only. The squamous epithelial, simple squamous epithelial tissues also forming by a single layer of the cells only. Side view we are taking means these are elongated, flattened structure they are appears here. And the dorsal view we are seeing means they appears as a closely arranged with their corners, polygonal corners are present, polygonal cells are forming. So the arrangement of these cells like that as a tiles. Okay, floor on the tiles we are. So how compactly they are arranged. So in the tiles like this, these are arranged here. These cells are arranged. We are taking. So this is the arrangement of the cells we are taking. Here the nucleus is presented at the center of the cell. Okay, the nucleus is presented at the center of the, and nucleus is also transverse elongated nucleus is presented, and these cells wherever the nucleated structure is presented, sometimes it may be into the somewhat elevated into the upward we are taking little bit only. Okay, so that portion is there into the nucleus is present at the center of the in these cells we are taking. These are very simple structure. Mostly these simple squamous epithelial tissues are involving into the diffusion and absorption processes. Diffusion and the absorption process. So wherever the diffusions and the absorptions are occurs, those surfaces, those free surfaces are covered by the simple squamous epithelial tissues only we are taking. So example where these are distributed means these are distributed into the Bowman's capsule. The wall of the Bowman's capsule, Henle's loop, that means the descending limb. The descending limb of the Henle's loop, wall of blood vessels, that means wall of the blood vessels, reti testis, terminal branchioles, in ear, middle ear we are taking inner ear we are taking membranous labyrinth. So these are the portions, mostly these are involving into a simple diffusion process we are taking. That means Bowman's capsule, a simple diffusion filtration is occurs. So Henle's loop also, reabsorption is occurs, absorption process is occurs here. Wall of the blood vessels also diffusion is occurs. Reti testis, transitional terminal branchioles we are taking, and the membranous labyrinth of the ear, inner ear we are taking. So these portions are, these free surfaces are generally covering by the simple squamous epithelial tissues we are taking. Okay, simple squamous epithelial. Commonly we are giving the simple squamous epithelial tissues are forming both in the case of nephrons, that means the nephronic tubules, the inner surfaces are covering by the simple squamous epithelial tissues and the blood vessels. Commonly we call it. So blood vessels and as well as the nephronic structure. Some portions of the nephron is covering by the simple squamous epithelium. So this is the first one. Next one is the cuboidal epithelial tissues. Then we are taking the cuboidal epithelium. The name itself is explaining the cuboid. Cuboid means square. The cells are arranged as a square-like structures. They are forming the square-like structures are forming cuboidal epithelium. That means square cells. The cells are into the square shape. That means on the dorsal view, these are also polygonal cells are forming. Polygonal or the hexagonal cells are forming these structures we are taking. Here also the cells are arranged in the single layer only. But whether we are seeing into the lateral view, the cells are appears as a more or less the cuboidal structures. That means square shaped structures are formed. This is the lateral view and this is into the dorsal view of the cells we are taking. This is the dorsal view. So in this view, it is the cuboidal epithelium is a polygonal cells are presented. Lateral view we are taking means that means the side view we are taking means it is the cuboidal in the shape or the square shape here. Suppose we are taking into the this is a dorsal view. This view we call as a dorsal. For example, you are seeing from the upside to this is called as a dorsal. So that time how it is, it becomes appears as a different polygonal shaped structures are forming. Polygonal shaped structures are forming into the polygonal shapes. Polygonal shapes are presented. So dorsal side here. Suppose lateral sides we are taking means they becomes appears as a square shaped structures. Square shaped structures here. So like this arrangement is there into the cuboidal epithelium. These are also forming by a single layer of the cells only. And what is the major function of the cuboidal epithelium means these are basically involving into the secretory functions. Okay, secretory functions and the reabsorption process they are involving here. So reabsorption also they are involving, secretory function also they are involving. Basic functions are into the these two, secretory function and the reabsorption process there. So example we are taking means here the cuboidal epithelium, the cells of the epithelium, the different epithelial tissues we are taking means they becomes modified into the different categories. What are those means? Some of the cells, the epithelial plasma membrane is forming into the outer projections in the equal level. A finger-like projections are forming. Generally, these are called as a microvilli structures. Microvilli structures. Here, the cuboidal epithelial cells also involved. These are also forming into the microvilli structures. So, some of the epithelial tissues, the embryos, their apical part is plasma membranes are projecting outsides and forming the equal length of the finger-like projection. They are called as a microvilli structure. Okay. And some of the cells, some of the epithelial cells, not into the same tissue now. So some of the epithelial cells we are taking means a hair follicle-like structures are forming. These are called as a stereociliae. These are called as a stereociliae. Actually, these are the non-motile structure. Some cells of the epithelium, some types of the epithelium, stereociliae is forming, and some types of the epithelium from their basal cells, they are forming the fine hair follicles are forming. Hair follicle-like structures are forming. These are called as a ciliary structures. Cilia. Okay. So like these different types of epithelial projections are forming into the different types of the epithelial tissues here. Here, why we are discussing this point means here the cuboidal epithelium, their surfaces, okay, cuboidal epithelium and their surfaces, a simple cuboidal epithelium we are taking means they are forming these microvilli structures are forming. What is the advantages of the microvilli structure means already we discussed the cuboidal epithelium is involving into the reabsorption surfaces. Okay, suppose the cell surface becomes into the flattened, the availability of the absorption surface is less. To increasing into the absorption area, to rising into the absorption area, the microvilli structures are forming into these tissues we are taking means that means the cuboidal epithelial tissues we are taking. Okay, so that is advantage. These brush border structures are presented into the cuboidal epithelium. Okay, cuboidal epithelium here. Next of all, these cuboidal epithelial tissues, their basic structure, these are the two types of the cuboidal epithelium is presented. One is a simple cuboidal epithelial tissue, and second one is a ciliated cuboidal epithelial tissue. In the first case, simple cuboidal epithelial tissue, the cells are arranged into the single layer only. So on the dorsal they are the polygonal into the shape, and the lateral they are the cuboidal into the shape, or the square shape only they are presented. The remaining characters of the in this simple cuboidal epithelium, already whatever the characters we discussed into the cuboidal epithelium, they are the same one. But here we are taking these are forming the microvilli structure. That means the brush border structures are forming into these cells we are taking, means the brush border structures are presented into these cells, and the nucleus is presented at the center, okay, and cytoplasm is distributed into the equally. The cytoplasm projection, finger-like projections are forming into this brush border structure. Mostly the simple cuboidal epithelial tissues are distributed into the absorption regions. The two we are taking intestinal regions, for example. Okay, intestinal regions we are taking. So wherever these are presented, the simple cuboidal epithelial tissues we are taking. So where these are distributed means pancreatic ducts, salivary glands, PCT, DCT, that means proximal convoluting tube, distal convoluting tube, choroid, and labyrinth. Yeah, that means the pancreatic ductus region, the pancreatic gland, they are forming by the cuboidal epithelial tissue, simple cuboidal epithelium. Mostly these are the simple cuboidal epithelium tissues are forming in the development. The stages we are taking, germinal cells also forming from this structure. So that the germinal epithelium, whatever it is, the germinal epithelial tissues are nothing but as a cuboidal epithelium. The two we are taking means the simple cuboidal epithelial tissues. These are forming into the pancreatic glands, salivary glands, proximal convoluting. So salivary glands means salivary ducts we are taking. In the salivary glands, their ducts, the inner surfaces are forming by the cuboidal epithelium. And the PCT, nephrons we are taking, so proximal convoluting tube is forming by the cuboidal epithelium. And the DCT, distal convoluting tube, is also inner covering by the cuboidal epithelium. And the choroid, the eyeballs we are taking, chorionic structure, and membranous labyrinth. In the inner ear we are taking, they are forming by the cuboidal, simple cuboidal epithelium tissue only. So this is the distribution of the simple cuboidal epithelium and their structure here. Next one is the ciliated cuboidal epithelium. So what is the difference between the simple cuboidal epithelium and the ciliated cuboidal epithelium? Means in the simple cuboidal epithelium, the free surface, the apical surface is forming by the brush border microvilli structure. But here in the case of the ciliated cuboidal epithelial cells, means they are having the basal granules are presented on the apical portion. From these basal granules, means a number of each basal granule is forming the in one ciliary cilia is arising from these. So that only these are called as ciliated cuboidal epithelium. The remaining characters are assumed. The arrangement is also as usual we are taking. So where these are distributed into the ciliated cuboidal epithelium means mostly these are the ciliated cuboidal epithelium is distributed into the nephrons of kidney. That means at different parts of the nephronic regions. At different parts of the nephronic regions, they are formed by the ciliated cuboidal epithelium. For example, the Bowman's capsule, the inner lineage is further continuous into the PCT region. There, the epithelial tissues are formed by the ciliated cuboidal epithelium only. Okay. So, what is the use of this ciliated cuboidal epithelium? Means the molecules or the particles are moving towards into the one direction. That is a major function of the ciliated cuboidal epithelium. Wherever the cilia is presented, the ciliary structure, the basic function is moving of the particles towards into the one specific direction. So wherever it requires into the depths or the surfaces, there they are forming into the these cuboidal epithelial tissues we are there. So this is the ciliated cuboidal. So cuboidal epithelium is complete. Next one you are taking means columnar epithelium. The name itself is explaining that the columnar epithelium. So columnar epithelium we are taking means the cells are arranged as a rows. Here the cells are elongated structures are presented, and these are arranged as a rows number of, but all the cells are into the single layer only. Single layer of the cells only, but the cells are look like as a number of rows here. Okay. Here these columnar epithelium columns. This is one column, like this is another column. So the upper view, that means the dorsal view, we are seeing into the ciliated columnar epithelium we are taking, they becomes into the polyhedral in the shape. Polyhedral shape they are forming, and the side view they are taking means they are forming into the a columnar shape is appears into the lateral view here. And these columnar epithelial tissues, major function of the columnar epithelium tissue is the secretion. They are involving into the secretory functions. Majorly they are involving into the secretory function. Wherever the secretory surfaces are, that means the glandular cells are presented, glandular surfaces are presented, secretory surfaces are presented, those portions are covering by the columnar epithelium. And here we are taking to the columnar epithelial cells. The nucleus is presented into the center, and the cytoplasm is distributed here, not exactly at the center, somewhat towards into the basal portion, not completely at the bottom. It is present towards into the near to that of the basal portion. The nucleus is arranged here. Cytoplasm is distributed as usual into the throughout the surface. Then based on into their structure, the columnar is also differentiated into the simple columnar epithelium and ciliated columnar epithelial tissues. Simple columnar epithelium we are taking, sir. Here their surfaces is not having into the any structure. Simple, they are arranged as a columnar structure, and some of the cells of these columnar epithelium forming into the a secretory structure is called as a goblet cells. These are called as a goblet cells. So these cells, in this type of the cells are called as a goblet. From these two, they are secreting into the different categories of the secretions. Glandular secretions are produced here. So mostly the columnar epithelial cells are presented into the secretory portions only. So first one is a simple column. Here the upper surface there is no any specific kind of the structures are not presented. Simple, these are the columnar cells only. Example of the simple columnar epithelial tissues we are taking means secretory epithelium. Secretory epithelium. So where the secretory epithelium we are finding into the body means mostly stomach, intestine, epithelial tissues we are taking means or we are taking the bile ducts, okay, bile ducts, pancreatic ducts. So those portions are covered by the simple columnar epithelial, simple columnar epithelial tissues only. So the epithelial tissue of the stomach, internal lineage is covering by the mucus is secreted. That mucus is from the goblet cells only. Mucus cells are, goblet cells are produced, goblet cells are producing into the mucous membrane only it is produced. And the intestinal juices or intestinal glands, intestinal juices, whatever it may be, they are also columnar epithelial. The bile ducts, okay, pancreatic ducts, all those are forming with the simple columnar epithelium only. So this is the example of the simple. Next one is the ciliated columnar epithelium. Here the ciliated columnar epithelium we are taking means the specification of the ciliated columnar epithelium, the upper surfaces of the columnar epithelial cells is having the ciliary structures. These are also arising from the basal granules only. The apical portion they are having the basal granules. From these basal granules too, they are arising the ciliatory structures are present. So these ciliatory structures are continuously moving into the one direction. So mostly these ciliated columnar epithelial tissues are presented into the tracheas or the tubes of the body. Okay, tubal structures of the body or ductus structures of the body. For example, we are taking into the respiratory tract. You can take the respiratory inner tract of the respiratory tract. The different number of the dust particles are there entering. So to preventing into those dust particles, to eliminate from the body those dust particles, this ciliated columnar epithelium, the inner lineages of the inner lineages of the trachea we are taking means it is covering by the ciliated columnar epithelial tissues only. Like this, wherever it is a particulate movement is there, those surfaces are covering by the ciliated columnar epithelium. So example we are taking where it is distributed into the ciliated columnar epithelium means respiratory tracts, so respiratory tract we are taking, respiratory tract means trachea, branchia, bronchioles, those surfaces are covering, inner surfaces are covering by the ciliated columnar epithelium. What, for what purpose? Whatever the dust particles they are entering, to remove from the body, so they are moving by the, with the help of the ciliatory movements, the particles are pushing or the particles are throwing towards into the pharynx. They are moving towards into the pharynx. So that means the respiratory tracts are presented and the fallopian tubes. Fallopian tubes are presented. Here the fallopian tube we are taking the female genital organ. Okay, the female genital organ, that is the ovaries to the ovas are, the released ovas are moving towards into the uterus. We are taking means, so that is by the fallopian tube only, the tubular ductus structure we are taking. So there also the inner lineage is covering by the ciliated columnar epithelial tissue only we are taking. And brain ventricles and spinal canal, inner ear, eustachian tube. So these are the portions where the ciliated columnar epithelial tissue is covering it. Respiratory tract, fallopian tube, brain ventricles. That means the space of the brain, we are like forebrain, midbrain, hindbrain. Inner the space is presented. It is filled by the spinal fluid. Okay, cerebrospinal fluid is filled. So those portions are also covering by the ciliated columnar epithelium. Why? So brain fluid, that is a cerebrospinal CSF, we are taking, continuously it is rotating here. For what purpose? Means to continuously supplying into the oxygen into the all the cells of the brain. Okay, so to all the cells of the brain, continuously distributing and excreting the whatever that the wastages are produces into the brain cells, because brain is consuming into the more energy, more metabolic rate is 20% metabolic 20% of the energy components are utilizing by the brain only, oxygen utilizing by the brain only. So those particles continuously supplying ciliated columnar epithelium only, it is presented here. And the spinal cord, spinal fluid also it is rotating into the spinal cord, there also it is presented. And eustachian tube in the ear, yeah, that means the middle ear, eustachian tube inner lining is covering by the ciliated columnar epithelium. So this is the distribution of the ciliated columnar epithelium. Next one you are taking is pseudostratified columnar, pseudostratified epithelium. Pseudostratified epithelium, or it is also called as a pseudostratified columnar epithelium. Okay, why we are giving the pseudostratified columnar? Means columnar cells only forming into the stratified epithelium. Actually it is not a stratified form. Stratified epithelium means suppose the cells in a tissue, they are arranged into the more than the one row. That means 2 rows, 3 rows, 4 rows, like that. So 3 cell thickness, 4 cell thickness, 2 cell thickness, like that they are arrangements, they are called as a stratification. That is, status is called as a stratified or the compounding epithelium. Here these are look like as a stratified only, but it is not a stratified. So it is given the name of the pseudo. That means a false stratification is occurs in this epithelial tissues. How it is means, in this case of the epithelium, there are the 2 types of the cells are presented here. What are the 2 types of the cells? Means one is the longer cells are presented and other one is the shorter cells are presented here. Longer cells are presented, shorter cells are presented. The longer cells and the shorter cells are arranged into the different rows we are taking. Means these are arranged into the different rows, they are arranged here. So that only the nucleus and the level of organization we are taking, different levels they are forming. For example, these are the longer cells. Columnar cells and all are in the columnar cells. The columnar cells are again to the 2. Longer cells and the shorter cells. These are the columnar. These are also column. The longer cells are extended up to the free surfaces here. Up to the dorsal side. Free surfaces of the tissue we are taking. Apical part of the tissue. They are opens into the apical part. But the shorter cells we are taking means these are not reaches into the apical portion. The free surfaces here. These are embedded in between into the 2 longer cells here, so that these are not extended here. So that what it is happened, the longer cells they are having into the a flattened oval shaped nucleus is presented. A shorter cells we are taking means a rounded nucleus is presented here. But the arrangement of the nucleus is not into the same level. So longer cells are having into the different levels into the nucleus arrangement. Shorter cells are having the different levels into that. So overall, when we are seeing into this type of the epithelial tissue, they appears as a more than the 2 rows here. 2 or the more than the 2 rows they are appearing because of the arrangement of these nucleus and these cells. So that only it is called as a pseudo stratified columnar epithelium here. Pseudo stratified columnar epithelium. Simply it is also a columnar type of the epithelium here. And this pseudo-stratified columnar epithelium we are taking means again here also 2 types here. a simple pseudo-stratified columnar epithelium and ciliated pseudo-stratified columnar epithelium we are taking. First one is a simple pseudo-stratified columnar. Simple pseudo-stratified. Mostly these are also the pseudo-stratified columnar epithelial tissues also they are involving into the secretory membranes only, secretory portions only these are arranged here. Secretory portions only these are. That means some of the cells into these pseudo-stratified also they are forming into the goblet cells are present. Goblet cells are they are forming here. So where these are presented into the these cells are this type of the cells are presented means example we can write salivary glands. Okay ma, salivary glands. The larger salivary glands we are taking. The larger salivary glands, the salivary glandular cells are forming by the pseudo-stratified columnar epithelial tissues only. And other one is the olfactory tissues. Olfactory tissues means olfactory lineages ma. Olfactory lineage means nasal cavity. That means nasal chamber we are taking. Olfactory region is present. That olfactory region is covering by the pseudo-stratified columnar epithelial tissues only. Okay, pseudo-stratified. So this is a simple pseudo-stratified columnar epithelial tissue. Simple one. Okay, and then ciliated columnar pseudo-stratified columnar epithelial tissue. Yeah, the arrangement is the same as usual, but the changes are these are having the number of ciliary structures. Here we are taking number of ciliary structures are presented into the pseudo-stratified columnar epithelial tissues here. Mostly the pseudo-stratified columnar epithelial tissues are presented distributed into the respiratory tracts we are taking, that is trachea, bronchioles, bronchi. Those inner surfaces are formed by the ciliated pseudo-stratified columnar epithelial tissues here. So this is the distribution of the pseudo-stratified column. So what is the major function here with the stratified epithelial tissues? Involving into the secretory surfaces. These are involving into the mostly involving into the secretory surfaces here, and the particular distribution here. So that is simple epithelial tissues here. These are the different categories. So squamous, cuboidal, again into the two types: simple cuboidal, ciliated cuboidal. Columnar we are taking means simple columnar, ciliated columnar. So pseudo-stratified we are taking simple pseudo-stratified and the columnar pseudo-stratified epithelium.